Let's talk about the life of Sultan ul-Muhaqqiqeen Hazrat Sheikh Sharafuddin Ahmad Makhdoom Jahan, may God's mercy be upon him. The tales of love and ecstasy aren't from me, nor from the preacher. For every night, I find myself with a cup and jug under the moon and stars. Sultan al-Muhaqqiqeen Hazrat Sheikh Sharafuddin Ahmad Yahya Maneri's grandfather, Hazrat Imam Muhammad Taj Faqih, came from Quds Khalil, a neighborhood in Jerusalem, to Maner, a district in Patna, in the year 576 Hijri, and he conquered Maner after fighting a battle with the local king. Hazrat Imam Muhammad Taj Faqih had 3 sons. 1 Sheikh Israel, 2 Sheikh Ismail, and 3 Sheikh Abdul Aziz. Hazrat Imam decided to appoint his sons as his successors and return to his homeland, and he went back to Jerusalem. Hazrat Israel's eldest son was Hazrat Makhdoom-e-Jahan. He was married to Bibi Rasia, the eldest daughter of Hazrat Sheikh Shahabuddin Pir Jangal Jot. They had 4 sons. 1 Sheikh Jalil, 2 Sheikh Sharaf ul Haq-Waddin, 3 Sheikh Khaliluddin, and 4 Sheikh Habibuddin. Birth: Hazrat Makhdoom. Jahan's mother, Bibi Razia, was a perfect saint. She would never breastfeed Hazrat Makhdoom Jahan without performing ablution, ritual cleansing. He was born on the 26th of Shaban, according to another tradition on the 29th of Shaban, 661 Hijri, during the reign of Sultan Nasiruddin Mahmud, in Maner Sharif, Patna district. The date of birth is hidden in the phrase Sharaf Agin, honored arrival. Education: Hazrat Makhdoom. Jahan's early education began at home, as was the custom of the time. He had a teacher like Hazrat Allama Ashrafuddin Abu Tawama, from whom he learned all the religious sciences: Quran, Tafsir, Quranic commentary, Hadith, Fiqh, Islamic jurisprudence, and logic, in addition to rational sciences such as mathematics, philosophy, and astronomy. Hazrat Allama Ashrafuddin Abu Tawama came to Delhi from Bukhara during the reign of Sultan Ghiyasuddin Balban, 1266 AD to 1287 AD, and started teaching. His scholarly depth spread far and wide. The crowd of devotees kept growing. The Sultan became worried because of his generosity, so he was ordered to go to Sonagaon, near Dhaka. Allama stayed in Maner Sharif for a few days before the journey. Hazrat Makhdoom-e-Jahan did not leave any stone unturned in his hospitality. Rather, he served him wholeheartedly. During this stay, both the teacher and the student became close to each other and started loving each other. After getting permission from his parents, Makhdoom Jahan left for Sonagaon with his teacher. Upon reaching Sonagaon in 686 Hijri, Allama Ashrafuddin Abu Tawama established a school and a Sufi lodge and continued teaching and training until his death. Hazrat Makhdoom Jahan spent 22 years with his teacher to acquire knowledge of both the external and internal sciences. Allama Abu Tawama passed away in 700 Hijri. Marriage: when Hazrat Makhdoom, may God have mercy on him, had completed all his studies, Hazrat Abu Tawama, may God have mercy on him, expressed his desire to make him his son-in-law. At first, Hazrat Makhdoom, may God have mercy on him, hesitated, but eventually, he considered his teacher's wishes and accepted the proposal. A few years after his marriage to his teacher's daughter, he received news of the death of his elderly father, Makhdoom-e-Jahan, may God have mercy on him. His peace of mind was shattered. Extremely restless, he sought permission from his teacher and traveled to Maner with his young son, Hazrat Makhdoom-e-Jahan. Hazrat Makhdoom-e-Jahan, may God have mercy on him, passed away on the 11th of Shaban, 690 Hijri, at the age of 120. The search for a spiritual guide. Upon reaching Maner, Makhdoom Jahan dedicated himself to serving his mother, but the fire of divine knowledge that burned within him intensified. Finally, one day, he placed his son, Hazrat Makhdoom-e-Jahan, in his mother's lap and said, "Mother, consider this child as Sharifuddin's successor and allow your son to leave home in search of God." His mother was a perfect saint. She was pleased with this and gave her son permission with joy and encouragement. Makhdoom Jahan packed his bags and set off for Delhi. His older brother, Sheikh Jalil, loved him very much and joined him on his journey. At that time, Delhi wasn't just the capital of India, but also a center for religious scholars and saints. Makhdoom Jahan met all the respected elders there, but he didn't find peace. He even visited Hazrat Nizamuddin Awliya, but still found no contentment. His restlessness grew. He even traveled by river to see Hazrat Bu Ali Shah Qalandar. After returning by water, people told him about Khwaja Khwajgan Hazrat Najibuddin Fidusi. He went to see him. As soon as he arrived, he started trembling, and sweat poured from his entire body. Upon seeing him, Hazrat Najibuddin said, "Dervish, come. I have been waiting for you for a long time so I could return your trust to you." He immediately initiated him into the Sufi order. He gave him a cloak and a family tree, handed over some written advice, and bid him farewell. Then he said, "If you hear any important news on the way, don't come back to Delhi." Makhdoom Jahan asked for permission to stay for a few days for education and training, but Hazrat Najibuddin Fidusi said, "Your education and training is ordained from the court of the Prophet, peace be upon him. Go back to your homeland and get to work." Makhdoom Jahan himself wrote about the circumstances of his initiation in a brief but comprehensive manner. In his own words, "When I joined Khwaja Najibuddin, a seed was planted in my heart, and every day that grief grew." While returning home from Delhi after pledging allegiance, they received news of their teacher's passing. However, following their mentor's instructions, they didn't return to Delhi, but continued their journey home. Upon reaching the Bahia forest, they heard a peacock's call, cried out, "God is great!" and disappeared into the deep woods. Their older brother searched extensively, but couldn't find them. Helpless, he returned home and told his mother everything. The mother was saddened by the news, but being a devout woman, she accepted God's will. It's said they spent 12 years in the Bahia, Shah Abad district forest, immersed in prayer and remembrance of God. They underwent intense spiritual practice and struggle. It was there, through divine guidance, that their education and spiritual training was completed. They were then seen in the Rajgir forest. In this way, they spent nearly 40 years in the forests and mountains. No one knows the hidden spiritual heights they reached with their Lord during these 40 years. Rajgir is located near Bihar Sharif. So, slowly, the news of Makhdoom Jahan's stay in the forest of Rajgir spread everywhere, and the crowd of people began to grow. Therefore, he was compelled to stay in Bihar Sharif. In this way, the series of teaching and spiritual guidance began. The author of Silsila-e-Fardawsiyah wrote that Makhdoom-ul-Mulk, may God have mercy on him, began his journey to the afterlife on Wednesday, the 5th of Shawwal, after the morning prayer. With mixed feelings of awe and love, he started his journey towards his beloved Creator, saying, "My heart is captivated. I have come to the royal court, for whose sake I built houses, I now abandon them." And on Thursday, the 6th of Shawwal, at the time of the evening prayer, in the year 782 Hijri, he united with his true master. A drop merged into the ocean, a part joined the whole. The date of his passing is very significant. This borrowed life, which I entrusted to my friend, on the day of my departure, I return it and surrender. On Thursday, the 6th of Shawwal, in the fourth part of the day, the burial was completed. Indeed, to God we belong, and indeed, to Him we will return. At the time of his passing, he left a will that his funeral prayer should be led by someone who is a true descendant of the Prophet, detached from worldly desires, and a memorizer of the 7 readings of the Quran. His body lay in state, and people were waiting for such a person. Suddenly, Hazrat Maulana Ashraf Jahangir Samnani, may God have mercy on him, arrived. He fulfilled all 3 conditions. Therefore, he led the funeral prayer, and after spending a few days in spiritual retreat at the shrine, he departed. O heart, you will not find in the world a noble like the elder Sharaf, who was blessed with abundance, Sayyid Ashraf Jahangiri. The complete account and circumstances of those 16 hours have been written in great detail by Makhdoom Jahan's student, Hazrat Maulana Zain Badr Arabi, which has been published under the title Wafatnama Makhdoom-ul-Mulk. Reading it brings a clear picture of Makhdoom Jahan's departure before our eyes, and it feels as if the reader was present there themselves. For fear of making it too long, there is no need to elaborate further. By studying Makhdoom Jahan's letters, sayings, treatises, and books, one can truly appreciate the depth and breadth of his knowledge. There wasn't a single branch of worldly knowledge that he wasn't connected to. He is counted among the first rank of past scholars. He was the imam of his time and had achieved the status of ijtihad, independent legal reasoning, tafsir, Quranic exegesis, hadith, fiqh, Islamic jurisprudence, usul, principles of jurisprudence, literature, logic, philosophy, theology, mathematics, astronomy, and geometry. There wasn't any field of knowledge he hadn't mastered, nor any art in which he hadn't achieved perfection. The study of hadith. It had been quite some time since the Muslim rule had been established in India. Even during Makhdoom Jahan's time, Muslim rule was established, but there weren't any satisfactory arrangements for the teaching and learning of hadith. Not just the common people, but even the government wasn't making any special effort to promote it. Meanwhile, in Arabia, Syria, Egypt, Spain, etc., there were great scholars and hadith experts who were spreading vast knowledge. But in India, there wasn't a single school where a student could completely master this knowledge and graduate. Makhdoom Jahan was the first person who popularized the knowledge of hadith in India and introduced people to famous books of hadith. Explanations and commentaries on hadiths can be found throughout his sayings, letters, and writings. The study of tafsir. His status in tafsir was also very high. People would come from far and wide and ask questions about difficult verses of the Quran. Makhdoom Jahan would explain the meaning and concepts of these difficult verses in a very simple and easy-to-understand manner so that people from all walks of life could understand them. Makhdoom Jahan considered Tafsir Zamakhshari to be an authentic tafsir. It is mentioned in Fawaid-e-Nimat that he used to say that everything needed for a religious life is present in this tafsir. This book doesn't adopt the approach of being too concise or too lengthy. Tafsir Kabir is also mentioned and praised in the same place. The study of fiqh, the author of Sirat-ush-Sharaf, says that Makhdoom Jahan's rank in fiqh was the highest. In fact, he had a complete understanding of ijtihad, meaning he was an expert in deriving legal rulings and establishing rational arguments for them. He was an expert in the divine law and a lover of the prophetic traditions. Therefore, his way of thinking was broad. He wasn't strict like other jurists. He believed in ease and leniency. He knew that the world cannot function with rigid rules. Human nature cannot bear a heavy burden. This poses a risk of harming both religion and civilization. His foresight encompassed every aspect of human life. Therefore, he always kept the principle of there is no compulsion in religion in mind during ijtihad. Philosophy. Makhdoom Jahan's focus wasn't limited to the Quran, hadith, and fiqh. He didn't just talk about the secrets and illusions of Sufism, gnosis, and subtleties, but he also had a deep understanding of logic and philosophy. He untangled the complex knots of logic in a very simple way. Moin Dardani, the author of Tariq Silsila Ferdowsiya, says that upon close observation, it seems that Western thinkers in modern philosophy and science were influenced by Makhdoom Jahan. Maulana Abdul Bari Nadvi, calling Makhdoom Jahan's philosophy a literal translation of modern philosophy, is incorrect. This is because there's a difference of centuries between the times of Western thinkers and Makhdoom Jahan. A collection of Makhdoom Jahan's writings, sayings, and letters also exists in Europe. It's possible that Western thinkers benefited from these collections and based their thoughts on Makhdoom Jahan's ideas. Maulana Abdul Bari Nadvi wrote in his book Nizam-e-Talim o-Tabiyat that it's surprising that not just a couple of lines but pages and pages of this person's, Makhdoom Jahan's, conversations are like a literal translation of the books of modern Western thinkers. The secrets of modern philosophy of philosophers like Kant, Hegel, Berkeley, and Hume, which modern philosophy prides itself on, are fully explained in Shah Sahab's, Makhdoom Jahan's books. In this regard, it seems appropriate to present a brief introduction to Hazrat Makhdoom Jahan's writings, sayings, and letters so that scholars can become familiar with his vast knowledge and thoughts. 800 morns of salt, then it became an angel. Similarly, the train came into being. Having become a vehicle, it became divine knowledge.